y'all want to jump right into it? Big time players make big time plays.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
What's the Nets record right now?
I don't even know their record because it's not important enough for me to know it.
Are they looking like a threat? Do the Nets look like a threat?
They could possibly be a threat. They could possibly be a threat, but it's going to take some coaching. And we three, as much as we all three like Steve Nash, we had question marks about that signing, and people bashed us. People bashed us in our group. People bashed us in other groups. And all we were saying is, why can't people who already have a basketball background in coaching get a shot first? That's all we were saying. And look at us now.
You want to go first, Hill, or you want me to go?
No, you can get it.
So, I don't think it's coaching, because right now the problem is one thing that we've said before is defense ain't about a whole lot other than just wanting to. And I'm sorry, bro, if you give up 150, like almost 150 points in regulation, regulation, you don't want to play defense. You're not even trying to get in the way. And that was the thing that people said, like, even like we said, like, who are your players? Like, people talked about the bench, but how are you going to stop somebody? You got this, the Phoenix Suns offense from the 2000s where it's the run and gun, but you really only at least those teams had Boris Diaw and Raja Bell and Sean Marion. It don't sound like much, but those are players that's going to play defense. And at least when you have that, when you are relying on this run and gun, you at least want to get in the way. Like you want to just have an understanding of like, okay, look, I need to at least try and play some help. I at least need to have some type of basketball IQ where if he gets past his man, I at least need to rotate, to clog the lane. Something.
I like what you're going, because like you said, we said it on here, defense is a want to. But I like what Sean Hurt just said. Defense involves scheme, rotation, covering for weaknesses on the court. Is definitely coaching.
Yes,
and on top of it, if I'm not emphasizing defense,
why would you play it?
Why would I give a damn about defense?
But,
so it starts with the top.
Who's on that court outside of KD that's gonna play defense?
But to Hill's point, AJ.
But if I'm not telling you,
I get you.
It's not an emphasis on defense. Then I'm like, oh, cool.
Yep.
Go ahead, Cam.
Because AJ said defense is a want-to thing, right? But we all know great coaches can inspire to make you want to do stuff. Because let's be real, you don't even want to condition, right? But a great coach is going to make sure you do all of that. A great coach is going to teach you, because defense one-on-one is want to, but help defense takes basketball IQ. You got to know. You got to know when to help, when not to help. You got to know when to get in that passing lane, and that's going to take coaching. And my biggest knock on the Steve Nash hire was Steve Nash was not a defensive-minded player when he played. And prior to the trade, with the young guys, we knew they had some defense on there, but not a lot. You feel me? So
give us some time. He gonna make up for it.
That shit was funny.
Give us some time.
I done dropped my phone and everything. Shit.
But y'all got to put that up there and read that for the people so they know.
Oh yeah, I'd be forgetting to read it.
Eric Hughes. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, Eric, our guy Eric Hughes. Hey, Sean, he let you know you might need to stick with basketball because your football opinions have been questionable, and he calling you out on it.
Sean just been thinking with his heart in football. It's hard not to, man. We all been there.
Like I said, when it's your team involved. Like I said, sometimes you don't even give a damn about logic when it comes to your team. And like I said, I'm a testament to that. Y'all know how that go.
Washington beating the Bucks, bro, and the Bucks are in the Super Bowl.
You know what I'm saying?
So come on now. So I understand where he's coming from. He just really trying to defend his team. And it's not that many Ram fans in the group.
So you gotta
hold it down.
But back to the Nets though, like you said, you never was sold on Steve Nash because he didn't play defense. So okay, get some assistance.
Yeah.
That you know what I'm saying, that they emphasis, they strong suit is defense.
They go get Patrick Ewing ass out of Georgetown or something.
You know, just something, you know what
But
I'm saying?
who he get though?
You go get Dan Tony. You go get Dan Tony that don't know nothing about defense at
that's
all.
Oh, you know what?
that's
So you
really
know what
his
time it
coach,
is,
bro. That's
Yeah.
really his coach.
Mhm.
You see,
But no, it
so
is.
who's really in charge?
Like
But
radio said, both of them.
when you got some of these great, when you got these three great offensive weapons, I wasn't even talking about offense, because the offense is gonna come. At
That's
the end of the day, y'all can play
Because
pickup basketball and give me
and
100.
win.
and that's what
100.
and that's where I was gonna kind of talk about what Sean said, where we talking about scheme and stuff like that. That's where you want like at least some players who have that want to, where it's like, okay, y'all go ahead get yours, but I know if I get 2 points, but I'm locking somebody up, I didn't did my job, I didn't earn my pay. And once again, that's why like I didn't necessarily like the trade to get James Harden, because you gave up entirely too much. You stripped your team to go forward. I think for me personally, I think with the gifted person that James Harden is on offense, I know it's hindsight now, but I would have rather given up Kyrie and still have pieces on my team instead of giving up everything for my bench to get James Harden, and then now I got four players playing about 40 minutes a game.
What we got to keep in mind is though, they all three still haven't played together enough yet.
When are they gonna do it?
Okay, but that's one of my hangups here is they haven't played enough together yet. We've seen when you build this super team,
You need to play.
having that time together matters. It's why when Kawhi and Paul George got into the playoffs, they said, you know what, we needed more time together. Well, y'all shouldn't have been sitting y'all asses down. Even in Miami, when that big three came together, they didn't win it their first year because they needed to feel each other out. And guess what? They lost to an actual team. That Mavericks team was a team top to bottom, bench and all.
Yeah, their bench was legit.
The difference between them and the Clippers is they're not purposely neglecting the regular season. They're actually trying to get the chemistry together, and they're going to be a top market for the buyout market. So, like I said, they just signed Shumpert. You know what I'm saying? Despite how I don't know how y'all feel, but
Shumpert can play wing defense, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
No, absolutely.
Know he can do defense.
You know I ain't gonna play Shump now. Shump helped my boys get a ring back in the day.
So who's to say that? So who else in the buyout market is might be a key defender? They're going to be heavy in that market. I don't know how much trade ammunition they got to go acquire anybody else. I don't know, but
they better use some of them pick swaps.
Yeah, but I know for a fact that they're going to be a high buyout market for a veteran that's to try to bank on them getting
that ring.
Yeah, so we just got to give it some time. But the fact is, hey, y'all a big time market, y'all a big time team, big time personality. Y'all gonna get this big time scrutiny till y'all get it together, and it is what it is. Like
absolutely. I mean, I'm not worried about them because honestly, I just see teams that are out there that are like the league is top heavy right now, and those top teams are looking thorough.
Top teams.
Like those top teams are looking thorough, like top to bottom.
Like the Clippers.
Yeah, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Sixers, and if the Sixers get JJ Redick in the trade somehow, what we've been saying that they've been needing
shooters.
And even though he been playing like trash this year, but I mean, we can shoot.
But that's what I'm saying. He maybe have been playing like trash this year, but one thing that I can feel like if he gets in that system, he gonna be like, you know what, tuck the elbow, come, I got it, I can get it. And so I think
it's his school not having, so it's affecting him. You feel me?
Hey, I think all the dookies is dookie right now.
Boy, the group been mighty quiet, boy. Oh my god.
I remember everybody was talking about Marvin Bagley. Ooh, buddy.
Hey, well, this is a little mini segue. We talked to college. NCAA football that came back.
Yeah. Ooh, baby. The greatest football game ever.
And I've always preferred NCAA over Madden because the gameplay was so much smoother. It felt
It
like
was.
it felt like the players ran like faster. The movements was
They look better. How they pads, and this is like on PlayStation 3.
it,
It just look better, man.
and it's just like for me, I always felt like, yo, Madden, they would just give you roster updates and that was it. College,
That's
like the NCAA, that was the guinea pig. Hey, we gonna try all the new juke moves on NCAA.
juke
We gonna
moves
try
was
to
stupid.
we gonna try new playbooks, all of that. And so I felt like you could get that progression with NCAA. But one thing I do think that hurt EA Sports in general is they don't got no competition no more.
Yeah, and the likeness thing. So it's like they used to they stole the likenesses, so it made you feel like you had a Tim Tebow or you had a Todd Gurley on your team, even though their name wasn't that. They all their attributes were. They can't even do that anymore. So, like Eric said, I don't know if it's going to be the same. I'm hoping that it is. One thing I did like about college was they wrote the Glory series. Man, they went in depth with that, and it's like, if you do my player on Madden, it's trash. Even on next gen, if you do my player, it's trash. Like they don't let you go to the combine. You can't work out to get better in the off season.
Let me ask you this, Cannon. Since that face of the franchise, my player, whatever they want to call it now, since they added that, what has really changed?
Nothing, bro. Like every year, I'll be hoping that you could run the 40 yourself. You could do some bench reps yourself to actually build where you land in the draft slot. They never let you do. They just said you either can pick a high draft pick or a late round draft pick. Like if you create a player, it's like that's why we don't even create players in our league. We just play with the regular players because they're my player. It's the worst my player in all the sports.
I need to know who this Facebook user is because
I'm almost certain that is Linwood Turner. I know it's got to be Linwood Turner.
Oh, you ducking him?
I'm not ducking him. I'm trying. I have limited time to play Madden with my child in the house. My best bet is usually on the weekends, late at night. I can play you. I play you, and I played him with the Bengals, and I mean, come on, he had the Washington football team. So it's like the greatest strength in the league versus the biggest weakness in the league. He got the best D line in the game. Like, bro, I couldn't do nothing. So now I got to find a different team. I don't know any other team. I be beating people online, but I mean, he's legit. He legit.
Nah, Linwood is definitely good on an online play.
He legit. He legit. But I got him a game. He don't act like I ain't never beat him.
That's what everybody always to get their losses.
Yeah, he coming in here talking like I'm shitty or something. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you nice. Yeah, you nice. All right. Yeah, all right. I am too.
Let's go with this quick. Best college football team of all time. Sean Hurt says 2001 Miami Hurricanes. Who you got, AJ?
So I like that, but I'm gonna ride with my boys. I think our team, that 2013 Florida State team, is one of the best college football teams of all time. And we can get into that at a different time. But if you look at the people that was on that team, that 2013 team, that was one of the best football teams of all time.
Yeah, this is gonna be quick. Kenny, your turn.
I'm going Florida State, but I'm going 88, one of them years, whatever year Prime was there and ripped it up. You feel me? I'm going with Prime, baby. 21st and Prime.
You know, I'm going with 05 USC, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
That team was one of the best.
No, that was a tough team. So
and that Texas team too. Let's not forget that team, that Vince Young team.
Yeah, that's what
that was Sean. Sean said that.
He said it?
And I'm sure Tori's gonna say it too.
Tori right there. You see Tori, he ain't gonna let that go. He ain't gonna let Texas slide at all.
And I was about to say that FSU, Charlie Ward, Peter Ward team, what they did to Michael Vick in that championship game, even though Michael Vick went crazy, that was a tough
Charlie Ward, bro.
Yo, after this season, we've heard a lot of, is this the greatest Alabama team of all time? I just want to say we can't necessarily say this is the greatest Alabama team of all time because we've seen a lot like this Alabama team lose. Just I know it's different seasons, but if you want to say that this is the greatest Alabama team of all time, you got to look at that LSU team of last year. Like Devontae Smith won the Heisman at receiver with 20 touchdowns, had I think like 1,700 yards. Jamar Chase did that last season on a team with Terrence Marshall and Justin Jefferson. That LSU team from last year, if we're going to talk about how this is one of the greatest Alabama teams of all time, that means we got to talk about that LSU team of last year as one of the greatest of all times. Because this year was a funky year. I mean, you had so many opt-outs, star players didn't play, teams didn't start until November. So I think at full strength, that LSU team, as time goes by, they're going to get a lot of looks as one of the greatest teams of all times as well. A lot of people try to shy away from recency bias, but I think that's a team that's going to get some looks.
That Mark Ingram team,
yeah,
that was a hell of a team,
bro. It's some Bama teams that
it's definitely some Alabama teams. That's why I can't say this year's Alabama team is one of the greatest of all times, because if you look at it, it's so nondescript. It's literally every single year they got like 3 dudes at running back, 2 dudes or 3 dudes at wide receiver, at least 3 on the offensive line. They got 4 on the defensive line, at least 2 backers, and 4 people in the secondary where you're like, hey, that motherfucker might go first or second round. And they all look the same.
I will say that 2013 Knowles team, though. Because if we was gonna do it, we was gonna do it big then that year. You feel me?
They beat almost every team. They beat almost every team. They beat almost every team by 30 until they got to the championship game.
Every speech your boy made that year hit, bro.
Yeah.
Every single one.
I'm so glad he wasn't eating W's in college, because we would have been fucked.
That's when it went downhill.
We would have been fucked.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of the chat. They just took us on a whole tangent about the best college football team.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna bring that one back to the chat in the meme. So yeah, so we can get that one going.
Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-man week. We come at you with topics. No, you cannot stop it.